So I'm continuing my past paper sessions for IGCSE, and this time I've selected variant 22. It's of May, June 2025. It's multiple choice extended version. Total time is 45 minutes, 40 minutes. It's of 40 marks. There'll be 4 choices. You have to choose the best answer. Your productivity is printed in the question paper. So straight away, I'm starting the paper. So here's question number 1. An ice cube melts. You see the ice cube, and on the right hand side, there's a pool of water. What happens to the molecules of water in the ice cube? Now, they are asking what happens to the molecules of water in the ice cube. A, they evaporate. No, we can't see any evaporation of the molecules of water. There's a conversion of state, that is from solid to liquid. There's a conversion of state only. They dissolve. They are not dissolving. It's only a one state change of state from solid to liquid. They gain energy. This looks correct to me because when ice melts, the particles or the molecules, they gain energy. So this looks correct to me. Just see the last statement to confirm our answer. They lose energy. This is incorrect. And the particles lose energy, the other way around will be correct. That's from liquid to solid for this statement. So C will be the right answer in this case. MCQ number 2. A sample of a liquid X is heated to a temperature above its boiling point. X is then cooled so that it condenses and then freezes. Which graph describes the change in temperature of X over time? Now, first they said that X is heated, and later on it's cooled. These two are very important statements in this question. So we have to see the graph in which both the change will be shown. So if you look at this graph A, you see the temperature. This indicates a different temperature change. In case of A, so A is straight away incorrect. Similarly, in B, there's only increase and decrease, and this is also incorrect because in this you can see that they're heated. The sample is heated, and it changes to a state that it's like it's cooled. So it's also incorrect. What they are saying, they said that it's heated to a temperature above its boiling point. Now they are heating it above its boiling point, then it's cooled so that it condenses and then freezes. Freezes means it will come back to the solid state. And above the boiling point means it will go to the gas state. And initially it's in the liquid state. Moving to C. C is also incorrect because if you change the state, if this will be the liquid state, this point will liquid state, then you have liquid and gas state at this point. When you have gas state only, then you cool down. The gas will condense, cool and condense, convert it back into the liquid state at this point. And you can't have again rise in temperature at this point. C must be the right answer. If you look at this carefully, then this point shows the liquid state. Then you have liquid plus gas state at this point. Then you have only gas state at these 2 points. Now at this point, the gas cooling down. If you see the decrease in temperature now at this point, then you are having both the gas and liquid state. And at this point, you have liquid state. So D must be the right answer in this case. Number 3. Which row gives the number of protons, electrons, and neutrons in an atom of zinc? Where's zinc? So here's zinc. Proton number is 30, neutron number is 65. So I'm writing it down here. We have 30 and 65. For the protons and electrons, it must be 30. So either seems that we are having only A as the right answer, because if you look at this, in A, you have 30 electrons and 30 protons. For the other choices, B, C, and D, the number of electrons and protons are different. So all these choices are incorrect. In order to confirm this answer, we'll check the number of neutrons also. So if you want to find the number of neutrons, you have to subtract the proton number from neutron number. So 65 minus 30, you will get 35. So A must be the right answer in this case. Number 4, which particles have the electronic configuration 288? When we say 288, it means that the number of electrons must be 18 electrons. So if you look at this piece, in one we have an argon atom, AR. Here's AR. Here's AR. You see, it has the proton number is 18, which means it has 18 electrons. So one must be the right response. So either A is correct and B is correct. Both C and D is incorrect. If C and D is incorrect, no need to check this too. You say I've narrowed down the choices. Now let's see 3 and 4. For 3, sodium ion, Na+. Where's sodium? Here's sodium. 11 is a proton number, which means that it must have 11 electrons. And for Na+, the electrons will be 10 electrons, which is incorrect. So we are left with chloride ion, Cl-. Where's Cl? Here's Cl. The proton number is 17, which means it has 17 electrons. After gaining 1 electron, now it will have 18 electrons. So these two will be having 18 electrons. So 1 and 4 is correct. So B must be the right answer in this case. Moving to next MCQ, which is number 5. A sample of element Q has 2 isotopes. Their relative masses and abundances are shown. What is the relative atomic mass of this sample of Q to 3 significant figures? Now, if you look at this information, you simply have to find the 66% of 238 and 34% of 244, then add these values. You will get the relative atomic mass. So 66 multiplied by 238 divided by 100 plus 34 multiplied by 244 divided by 100. What you will get? If you solve these, the answer must be 240. Or 66% of 238. 157.08. Plus 34%, 244, 82.96. If you add up these values, you will get 240 as your answer. As they are saying, you have to write the answer 3 significant figures. So 240 must be the final answer for this one. Number 6. Which statement about silicon dioxide SiO2 is correct? A, it conducts electricity because it contains delocalized electrons. This is incorrect. because it does not contain any delocalized electrons and it's not a conductor of electricity. So this statement is incorrect. B, it has a giant covalent structure with each silicon atom bonded to 4 oxygen atoms. This looks correct to me. For your convenience, I'm checking the other statements. C, it's a simple covalent molecule. It's wrong. D, its structure similar to that of graphite. This is also wrong because structure similar to diamond, not graphite. So B must be the right answer for MCQ number 6.
Welcome to Chain of Qualified Tutors. Unlock your academic potential with expert tutoring, from secondary school to graduation level. Master math, science, English, and more with personalized one-on-one guidance. Call or WhatsApp for a free demo session. We offer on-site and online tuition.
MCQ number 7. When 65 gram of zinc reacts with 32 gram of sulfur, 97 gram of zinc sulfide is produced. When 65 gram of zinc reacts with 40 gram of sulfur, the mass of zinc sulfide produced is still 97 gram. Which statement explains this observation? Now, if you look at these information, that is a mass of reacting zinc and sulfur. In the second case, they have increased the mass of sulfur, which makes zinc as limiting reactant. So zinc will be limiting reactant here. Zinc will be limiting reactant. So automatically D must be the right response in this case. All the other choices are incorrect. Question number 8. Aluminium reacts with iron 3 oxide to form aluminium oxide and iron. Which chemical equation for the reaction between aluminium and iron 3 oxide is correct? We know the symbol of aluminium, it's Al. So in all these choices, they gave Al as a symbol for aluminium. Only the number of reacting moles is different. What about iron 3 oxide? Iron is carrying +3 as its valency or oxidation number. And oxygen, where is oxygen? Here's oxygen. It belongs to group 6. Group 6 has -2 as its valency. So I'm going to write -2 for oxygen. Ignore these charges. These subscripts will be exchanged. What you will get? Fe2O3. Fe2O3. Where we have Fe2O3. So either C is correct or B is correct. Both A and B is incorrect. Now, what about the product obtained? They said the product will be aluminium oxide. What will be the formula for aluminium oxide? Here's aluminium. Aluminium is in group 3. The valency will be +3. So the same scenario with aluminium and oxygen, ignore their charges. These subscripts will be exchanged. Again, the formula will be Al2O3. So aluminium oxide produced must be having Al2O3 as their formula. If you look at this equation carefully, the balance equation will be D, not C. So D must be the right answer in this case. Number 9. The concentration of a solution of aqueous sodium hydroxide is 0.5 mole per dm cube. Which mass of sodium hydroxide is used to make 500 centimeter cube of this solution? What we'll do, we'll first convert this dm cube into centimeter cube. You know 1 dm cube is equal to 1000 centimeter cube. So which means that 1000 centimeter cubes, according to this concentration, contains 0.5 moles. Therefore, 500 centimeter cube contains X mole. So X becomes equal to 0.5 multiplied by 500 divided by 1000. What you will get? 0.5 multiplied by 500 divided by 1000. 0.25 moles. We need the MR of sodium hydroxide. MR of sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide is NaOH. Where is Na? Is Na? Nucleon number of Na is 23. Oxygen nucleon number is 16. For hydrogen is 1. So 23 plus 16 plus 1, you will get 40. Multiply 40 by 0.25. So A must be the right answer in this case, 10 grams. Number 10, molten zinc oxide is electrolyzed using inert electrodes. Which row identifies the product at each electrode? We have molten zinc oxide. So at cathode, you must be getting zinc, and at anode, you must be getting oxygen. So if you look at this choices, C must be the right answer in this case. No need to look at the other choices. We won't be getting oxygen or hydrogen at cathode or anode because this is molten zinc oxide, not aqueous solution. 11. Dilute aqueous sodium chloride is electrolyzed using platinum electrodes. What is the half equation for the reaction at the cathode? Platinum is also inert, just like graphite. So you'll get the conventional products. We have dilute solution. So at cathode, we will be getting hydrogen gas. And you know that at cathode, reduction will take place. So 2H plus 2 moles of electrons gives H2. A must be the right answer in this case. No need to look at the other choices. Number 12. Hydrogen oxygen fuel cells can be used to power vehicles. Which statement about hydrogen oxygen fuel cells is correct? Equation for the overall reaction is H2 plus O2 gives H2O2. This is incorrect because we will get H2O, not H2O2. This is also, so this will be incorrect choice. The B, the only chemical products are water and carbon dioxide. This is correct, but not carbon dioxide. We won't get carbon dioxide. It's also incorrect. C, chemical energy in the fuel is converted to electrical energy. This looks correct to me. We are getting electrical energy from chemical energy. So what D, the hydrogen used in hydrogen oxygen fuel cell is a fossil fuel. This is incorrect because hydrogen is not a fossil fuel. So C must be the right answer in this case. MCQ number 13. A reaction pathway diagram is shown. There is a reaction pathway diagram. Which row identifies the type of reaction and how the temperature of the surrounding changes during the reaction? So if you look at this reaction, products are at the high energy state, then reactants, it must be endothermic. That's for sure. So either A is correct or B is correct. Both C and D is incorrect. No need to look into C and D. Now, temperature of the surrounding. What will happen to the temperature of the surrounding? During endothermic reaction, energy is absorbed from surrounding. So it will definitely decrease the temperature of the surrounding. So A must be the right answer in this case. 14. The average bond energy for the CH bond is 413 kilojoules per mole. What is the enthalpy change when 1 mole of methane molecules is formed from carbon and hydrogen atoms? Okay, so the formula for methane is CH4. I'm drawing the display formula. We have 4 CH bonds in CH4. So they are saying 1 mole of methane molecules is formed from carbon and hydrogen atoms. This will be exothermic reaction because there is a formation of bond between carbon and hydrogen. So exothermic means either A is correct or B is correct. Both C and D is incorrect. That's for sure. Now, What we need to do? We need to find the enthalpy change for 1 mole. And they have mentioned that the average bond energy for the CH bond is 413. We have 4 CH bonds, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. You simply need to multiply 4 by 413. 413 will be multiplied by 4. What you will get? 4 multiplied by 413, 1652. A must be the right answer in this case. Moving to next MCQ, which is 15. Which statement describes the effect of adding a catalyst to a chemical reaction? I'm reading these statements. A, the activation energy E of the reaction is increased. This is incorrect. It decreases the activation energy of the reaction. Catalyst decreases the activation energy of the reaction, so this is decreased. This is incorrect. B, the enthalpy change delta H of the reaction stays unchanged. This looks correct to me. For convenience, I'm checking the other statements also. C, the frequency of collisions between the particles is decreased. This is incorrect. It's not affecting the frequency of collision. D, the kinetic energy of the particles increased. This is also incorrect. It is not providing energy to the particles. It's just decreasing the overall activation energy requirement of the reaction. So B must be the right response. That is, enthalpy change delta H of the reaction stays unchanged. 16. Which row describes the conditions used in the manufacture of sulfuric acid by the contact process? This is something which you have to learn by heart. A and B is incorrect. Either C is correct, D is correct, because the catalyst is vanadium 5 oxide. Now, pressure. We need to maintain high pressure or low pressure. You have to think about it. So if you look, you need to maintain low pressure. You can't have high pressure because this will increase the amount of corrosive gases on both sides of the reaction. So, and the temperature should be high in order to increase the rate of the reaction. So D must be the right response in this case. Temperature, although the forward reaction is exothermic, but high temperature is needed so that the rate will not decrease. So C can't be the right response. D will be the right response here. 17. Which equations show the underlined species acting as a reducing agent? The reducing agent oxidizes itself. Oxidizes itself. So in the reaction 1, what's happening? Iron is losing oxygen. So it means it is reduced. Here it is reduced. It's not oxidized. So 1 is incorrect. So if 1 is incorrect, both A and B is incorrect. Either C is correct or D is correct. Okay, now let's see the other statement. Fe plus USO4. Now Fe is replacing copper, which means it's oxidizing. It's losing electron and becoming this Fe plus 2 ion here. So here's oxidation happening. So this is correct. So C must be the right response. For your convenience, I'm looking at the other statements also. Now in 3, you see the oxidation number of iron. It's increasing from +2 to +3, which means it's also oxidation. Confirming our answer, just confirming our answer, we will look for 4 also. FeOH whole twice plus H2SO4 gives FeSO4 plus 2H2O. If you look at the oxidation number of Fe in both sides, it is +2. So it's neither reduction, neither oxidation. No change in oxidation number. So this is incorrect. So C will be the right answer in this case. Number 18. A farmer incorrectly adds 2 substances to the soil at the same time. They react together to form a gas which turns damp red litmus paper blue. What are the 2 substances? Now the gas that turns red litmus paper blue is, we know that it must be ammonia. Ammonia is alkaline gas. It will turn litmus paper from red to blue. So there must be a basic substance present reacting with this substance. So if you look at the choices, in choice B, we have basic oxide and ammonium salt. In choice A, we have basic oxide and potassium salt. So it won't affect anything because we are having potassium salt. But in B, you have basic oxide and ammonium salt. Now, ammonium salt, they will react with base to release this ammonia gas in the air. So this looks correct to me. For a convenience, I'm checking the other statements also. Acetic oxide and potassium salt, incorrect also, because we won't get any gas that turns red litmus paper blue here. What about the last one? Acetic oxide and ammonium salt is also incorrect. So B must be the right response in this case. Other choices are incorrect. Moving to next MCQ, which is 19. Which row shows the equations for the dissociation of hydrochloric acid and of ethanoic acid in aqueous solution? Hydrochloric acid is strong acid, while ethanoic acid is a weak acid. So remember, for the strong acid, you must be having this sign, only one direction sign. You won't have reversible sign. But in case of weak acid, during dissociation, we need to show this reversible sign. So B, D is incorrect, and C also incorrect. Only A will be left. This must be the right answer. If you look at the equation carefully, HCl will dissociate to produce H positive ion in aqueous solution, plus Cl negative ion in aqueous solution, and ethanoic acid, along with this reversible sign, on dissociation in water. Aqueous means water. It produces H positive ion plus CH3COO negative ion. So A must be the right answer in this case. 20. Which three oxides are all acidic? Acidic oxides must be non-metal oxides. Non-metal oxides. Now we have exceptions here. These are not acidic oxides, except nitrogen monoxide, NO, water, H2O, and CO. All the other non-metal oxides are acidic. So in choice A, we are having metal oxide. These two are metal oxides. Metal oxide. So no need to look at the other compounds or oxides. Automatically incorrect. What about C? All are non-metal. This looks correct to me. For a convenience, I'm checking the last one also. Na2O is also metal oxide. So C must be the right answer in this case. 21. The table shows some properties of noble gases. We have helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon. Density and boiling point is given. Which row predicts the density and the boiling point of krypton? If you look at the trend, density is increasing. The boiling point is also increasing. So, increasing. The trend is increasing. High density and high boiling point. I'm writing BP for boiling points. So if you look at the choice in boiling point, you can have B, C, D as correct response. A is incorrect. So what about the boiling point? It must be higher than this one. So you have minus 195, minus 153, minus 213. C must be the right answer in this case, because minus 153 is higher than minus 186. So C is the right response. All the other choices are incorrect. Number 22. Sodium is a group 1 metal. What is the physical property of sodium? Where is sodium? Here's group 1 and here is sodium. Group 1, we know that they are good conductors of electricity. They have low melting point, low density, malleable, ductile, and shiny. So these are some basic properties of group 1 metals. Also, they all are soft metals. So what is the physical property? Non-conductor? No, this is incorrect. They are good conductors. High melting point? No. This is also incorrect. High density? This is also incorrect. They have low density, low melting point. Malleable? Yes, this one is true. They are malleable. Although they are soft, but they are malleable also. They can be made into different shapes. Moving to next MCQ, which is 23, tennessine. Atomic number 117 is a manufactured element that is below acetine in group 7 of the periodic table. What is the expected state of tennessine at room temperature and pressure? Here's tennessine. Here's group 7. Here's tennessine. They are asking about the expected state. Now we can expect tennessine as diatomic. As a diatomic. That's for sure, because they all are diatomic. Group 7 are diatomic. Diatomic means you have fluorine as F2, fluorine as Cl2, bromine as Br2, iodine as I2, astatine as AT2, and tennessine as TS2. This is correct, diatomic. What about the state? If you look at the trend in the state, we have gases, fluorine, gas, bromine, liquid, iodine, solid. So definitely this tells that the melting point, boiling point increases as you go down the group. Acetine also solid. So what do we expect? Tennessine, it must also be a solid. So D must be the right response in this case. All the other choices are incorrect. It can't be diatomic gas. It can't be a liquid. It can't be a monatomic gas. Monatomic gas is a property of group 8 elements. So D must be the right answer in this case. 24. When chlorine is bubbled into aqueous sodium bromide, a displacement reaction occurs. Which description of this reaction is correct? Now, this chlorine and bromine, both are group 7 elements. And these are the group 7 elements: fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine, and tennessine. And what is the trend here? The reactivity decreases, which means that as you go down the group, the reactivity decreases, which means that the element below will be displaced from its compound by the element above it. So chlorine can displace bromine from sodium bromide. So they are saying about the description of this reaction. Now this is a tricky one, because if you look at the marking scheme, they are saying chlorine displaces bromine. So they are saying the description. So this must be correct. Student might get confused that chlorine displaces bromide, because here we are having bromide also. So this looks also correct. These all are incorrect. Chloride displaces bromide. This is incorrect because we don't have chloride. Chloride displaces bromine. This is also incorrect. We are not having chloride here. We are having chlorine. Chlorine is displacing bromine from sodium bromide. Remember, it's displacing bromine from sodium bromide. It's not displacing bromide. So D must be the right response in this case. D is incorrect, although it might get students confused in this. 25. Brass is an alloy of copper. Which statement about brass or copper is correct? What are alloys? A mixture of metals with other elements. Now, these elements can be either metal or non-metal, or both. Now they are saying which statement about brass or copper is correct. A, brass does not conduct electricity because it's a compound. It's not a compound. It's a mixture. Incorrect. B, copper conducts electricity because its atoms are free to move. This is wrong. Because the electrons, they have mobile electrons, not atoms, which are responsible for the conduction of electricity. So A and B is incorrect. C, brass is harder than copper because its layers of atoms cannot easily slide over each other. This looks correct to me because brass, the alloy, it's harder than the pure metal because the large size metal atoms prevent the small size metal atoms from sliding over each other. So C looks correct to me. For a convenience, I'm looking at choice D also. Copper is stronger than brass because the pure metal is strong. It's not strong, it's softer than brass. C must be the right answer here. 26. The ionic equations for some reactions between metals and aqueous metal ions are shown. So we have reactions of copper, magnesium, zinc, and tin with other ions of the metal. Which further information can be used to place copper, magnesium, silver, tin, and zinc in order of the reactivity? So if you look at the first equation, this tells that copper is Cu, more reactive than Ag. And use Ag for silver. Magnesium, Mg, more reactive according to next reaction than zinc, Zn. Zn, zinc, more reactive than copper. Last one, tin, more reactive than copper. Now let's place it. So this looks at magnesium is the most reactive here. So magnesium at the top. After magnesium, what we are having? We are having zinc. Then zinc more reactive than copper. Copper displaces silver and tin displaces copper. Tin more reactive than copper, copper more reactive than silver. So if we have one more information in this will help in making the series clear. And that seems that the reaction of this zinc with SN2 plus ion. They have mentioned the reaction with Cu2 plus ion with SN plus ion. So if they will give this reaction, zinc reacts with SN2 plus ion. This will help us in finalizing the series. What about the other statements? I'm reading the other statements also for convenience because A seems correct to me. B, copper does not react with SN2 plus ion. Now, if you look at the reactions, it's already clear that if tin is replacing Cu2 plus ion, so definitely copper does not react with SN2 plus ion because SN or tin is more reactive than copper. This is incorrect. What about C? Magnesium reacts with Cu2 plus ion? No need, because if magnesium is displacing zinc ions and zinc is replacing Cu2 plus ion, so definitely magnesium will react with Cu2 plus ion. So this is also not effective in clearing the position of these metal in the series. Magnesium reacts with Ag plus ion. This is also not effective. So there are first information, that is choice A. It can be used to place these metals in order of their reactivity. A must be the right response in this case. Moving to next MCQ, which is 27. Zinc is used to galvanize iron to prevent it from rusting. Which statements are correct? Number one, galvanizing is an example of a barrier method. This is correct because galvanizing do provide a barrier, and this will prevent iron from rusting. So one is correct. So one is, if correct, either A is correct or B is correct. C and D is incorrect. Now let's read the other statements also, so that we have final choice. Number two, if the zinc is scratched, the iron will rust very quickly. No, it will not rust quickly. The reason is that then zinc will provide a sacrificial protection. That is, it will react or corrode in preference to iron. So 2 is incorrect. So B seems to be the correct answer. For a convenience, I am looking at the other statements also. The galvanizing is an example of sacrificial protection. This is correct. As I said that if zinc is scratched, iron will not rust, because zinc will then provide sacrificial protection. What about 4? Zinc is more reactive than iron and so accepts electron. It does not accept electron. It will lose electron more readily. So B must be the right response in this case. Other choices are incorrect. 28. Which equation represents a reaction that occurs in a blast furnace during the extraction of iron from hematite? During the extraction of iron from hematite, iron oxide get reduced by reacting with carbon monoxide to get iron and carbon dioxide. So let's see the reaction one by one. Will this reaction take place? That is a reaction of calcium with carbon dioxide in blast furnace. This is incorrect. B, iron 3 oxide reacting with calcium. No, we are not using highly reactive metal in the blast furnace. C, calcium hydroxide. We don't have calcium hydroxide. This is a reaction of calcium hydroxide. We don't have any calcium hydroxide in the blast furnace. So D must be the right response in this case. 29. Water is added separately to anhydrous copper 2 sulfate and to anhydrous copper 2 chloride. Which row shows the color change? Anhydrous copper sulfate is white in color and anhydrous cobalt 2 chloride is blue in color. So if you will add water, they will become hydrated. Copper 2 sulfate will turn to blue and anhydrous cobalt 2 chloride will turn to pink. So C must be the right response in this case. No need to look at the other statements. 30. Gases which cause acid rain form in car engines. These gases can be removed using a catalytic converter. Which equation represents the removal of one of these gases using a catalytic converter? Now, in catalytic converter, we have a main reaction happening. That is the reaction between the carbon monoxide and nitrogen monoxide to get carbon dioxide and nitrogen. So in this case, B must be the right response. The reactions are not happening in the catalytic converter because in A, they are making harmful gas, that is carbon monoxide, which does not happen in catalytic converter. In C and D, we are having acetic oxides. So catalytic converter does not produce acetic oxides. Fine, so B must be the right answer in this case. 31. Which statements about carbon dioxide are correct? 1. Carbon dioxide absorbs thermal energy from the earth. Yes, it do absorb thermal energy from the earth. 2. Carbon dioxide increase the thermal energy lost to space. This is incorrect. It actually prevent the loss to space. Prevent the thermal energy loss to space. 3. The level of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere has increased due to the burning of fossil fuels. This is also correct to me. So if 2 is incorrect, so definitely A, C, and D is incorrect. No need to read the last statement. B must be the right response here. For your convenience, I'm reading the last statement also. Carbon dioxide is the only gas that causes global warming. It's not the only gas. Methane is the also other gas responsible for this global warming. So B must be the right response here. 32. What is the structural formula of butane to all? Butane to all. They are saying structural formula. Structural formula is the condensed form. Butane. Butane means we have 4 carbon. 4 carbon alcohol. If you recall the general formula of alcohol, we have CnH2n plus 1 OH. So N is 4. We have C4 plus 2, 4 the 8. 8 plus 1, 9. C4H9OH. And they are saying the OH group, 2-ol means the OH group will be at the position 2. So we have 1 carbon, 2nd carbon, 3rd, and 4th. We must be having OH at the 2nd carbon. So I'm going to place OH here, and other are H. I'm not going to waste time in drawing the H for you. I'm drawing the structure formula of this. So we have CH3, CHOH, CH2, CH3. You can draw this in this way also. CH3, CH2, CHOH in bracket, then we have CH3. One of these is correct. You must have one of these in your responses. So if you look at this, be straightforward incorrect because there are 3 carbon. We have 1, 2, 3. Sorry, 1 is also incorrect. A is also incorrect. 1, 2, 3. There are 3 carbon. Either C is correct or D is correct. C is butane 1-ol. This is butane -1-ol. This is not butane 2-ol. D is the correct one. And this is the one which I have drawn. So D must be the right answer here. Methanol reacts with ethanoic acid to form an ester. What is the split formula for this ester? So methanol and ethanoic acid. Methanol will give methyl group, and ethanol will give ethanoate, methyl ethanoate. So we must be having methyl ethanoate as the ester. So methyl group, where is the methyl group? Methyl ethanoate. So these two are having, these are the methyl groups. These are methyl groups. So either A is correct or C is correct. Both B and D is incorrect. They are saying methyl ethanoate. Ethanoate means you must be having two. Sorry. Either A is correct or C is correct. B and D is wrong. So we are having ethanoate. Ethanoate means we must be having two carbon alkanoate coming from ethanoic acid. So there it must be ethanoate. This must be ethanoate. So we have methyl ethanoate. C must be the right answer in this case. Moving to next MCQ, which is petroleum can be separated into useful fractions by fractional distillation, which shows a correct use of the named fraction. Now we have uses of different fraction. Bitumens used in the construction of road. It's incorrect. Naphtha is feedstock used for making different products. It's not a fuel for home heating. Kerosene is jet fuel. This looks correct to me. D, refinery gas, making chemicals. No, refinery gas used as heating, as a fuel, etc. Kerosene, it's used as jet fuel. So this C must be the right answer here. 35, ethane reacts with chlorine in the presence of ultraviolet light. Which products are produced? We get chloroethane and hydrogen chloride. So we have either C or D. A and B is incorrect. Look at D, it's ethene. It's not chloroethane. We have chloroethane here, C2H5Cl plus HCl. HCl is hydrogen chloride. So C must be the right answer in this case. Ethanol can be made by fermentation of aqueous glucose and by the catalytic addition of steam to ethene. What are two advantages of making ethanol by the catalytic addition of ethene to steam rather than by fermentation of aqueous glucose? There's two advantages. Remember, it's a fast reaction. Catalyst is used in both the reactions. It's a fast reaction. The product is pure. and we are using ethene. We are using ethene. So ethene is obtained from non-renewable. So this can't be the advantage. You can have two advantage, that is pure product and faster reaction. So B looks correct to me. I am looking at the other statements for convenience. A, faster reaction and renewable raw material. Renewable raw material is used in fermentation, not in the making of ethanol from catalytic addition of steam to ethene. So this is incorrect. What about C? Renewable, again they are saying renewable. It's also incorrect. Uses more energy. This can't be the advantage. More energy can't be the advantage. This is correct. So these two are also incorrect. So only B is the right answer here. '37. The structure of a polymer, repeat unit is shown. Which pair of monomers is used to make this polymer? Now I'm breaking it down into repeating units. These are the repeating units. So you may have this repeat unit. And this must be having OH on top. These will be two repeat units. No, either A is correct or B is correct. Both C and D is incorrect. For the monomer used in A and B, both are correct. What about the other monomer? That is monomer number 2. So B must be the right answer. This can't be the next monomer. A is incorrect. B will be the right response here. 38. Which item of apparatus is used to measure exactly 26 centimeter cube of a liquid? This is precise volume. Precise volume. For precise volume, we need to use burette. This is burette. Burette must be the right response. A. 39. A mixture containing an aqueous salt and an insoluble salt is filtered. Which word describes X and Y? X must be residue. In the soluble salt, it must be in Y as filtrate. You look at the choices. X residue, either C is correct or B is correct. A and B is incorrect. Y filtrate, C must be the final and correct answer in this case. 40. Pure ethanol has a melting point of minus 114 degrees centigrade and a boiling point of 78 degrees centigrade. What are the melting and boiling points of a sample of ethanol with glucose dissolved in it? No, it's a mixture. It's not a pure substance. So impurity lowers melting point. Lower melting point. So it must be lower than this one, not higher than this one. So either A is correct or B is correct. What about the boiling point? It increases, raises or increases the boiling point of a liquid. So it must be higher than this one. This one. So 79 degrees centigrade. B must be the right response in this case. A is the incorrect answer. Other responses are also incorrect. Thanks for watching. Press like and share my videos. For more videos, subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon.